What's up, guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mr. Moose, back with another edition of Transport Fever. Alright, so here we are. We're on Mission 4. This is Episode 5, for those of you who are just joining us. So we're 4 hours into this mission. There are, I think, 7 missions in the whole U.S. campaign. So, as you can see, it's quite a lengthy process. Alright, so this is food. That's a food one. And that's a food one, or that's actually grain and livestock. I'm looking for the other train that is coming out of Indy. I want to keep an eye on it. So that's the one I'm looking for right there. This is our freight line that we put in to Indy in our last episode. We made this branch that went into Indy to deliver freight. We also branched it over here towards Detroit to start getting some of these building materials and fuel over to Indianapolis. We're working on getting that into Chicago as well. One of the things I realized, I only got 3 trucks running fuel right now, so I definitely need to up that. So we're going to come over here to Detroit, and we got the Fords the last time, and I incorrectly said we were hauling when I was in Indy, I said we were hauling oil. We were hauling fuel out of Indy, but we are hauling crude oil this time. I'm going to go add like 3 or 4 to this particular run here, because we need to beef up the amount of fuel that is going to the refinery. So we're going to set that on the refinery, which is Detroit. Fuel to crude to refinery. That's what it is. There we go. So we'll get those Fords, which are down here somewhere. There they are. We got a whole batch of Fords heading out there down the road. Yep. And there they go with the Mack bringing up the rear. Slowly but surely. Yeah, you're a little out of date, buddy, but you still get the work done, don't you? Alright, so with that done, that'll up our fuel production. Helps out a little bit. So we're making a deposit here. And that train made 75K. Or 752K, actually. So one of the things I've been looking at, you know what I realized also, I didn't show you guys how these trains and the diamond switch and everything works. So remember, I set this food line to come in on the right, and I set the fuel line to go over on the left. So see how this train's coming out? This will stop it so they don't run into each other. And all my trains are going out on the right, coming in on the left. Or coming in on the right. Right hand rules, right? And then, remember I set a waypoint so this guy would go on to the left side. So, that's the way I've got all that set up. And that's how all of that works. And then when he comes out of there, he'll stay on the right track and head out. Now, some people do it differently. I know some guys who play out of the UK. They put all their trains left side rules. So, that means all of their tracks headed out. Outbound trains head out on the left. Inbound trains, if you're facing at it, outbounds on the left, inbounds on the right, which means you're always driving on the left-hand side of the road, right? And so I do it, I live in America. We drive everything on the right. So all of my outbound trains are on the right-hand side. All of my inbound trains are on the left, but when you're driving the train, you're always just on the right side of on the right track. So that's the way I've got all my trains configured to run. All right. So anyways, we're going to work on Detroit today and try to get a little bit of goods over into Detroit. And to do that, I'm going to set up a station back here. Come on, camera, turn. Back over in here. I was looking at it, and most of my industry and everything is right back here where all my goods need to be delivered. And I found there's a nice little spot right here where I originally had I've got one of the truck stops back here anyway. So this is going to work out pretty nice. So we're going to go into trains. We're going to go into cargo. I'm going to set for a terminal, not a regular one. I'm going to set it up for 2 platforms, no catenaries. or catenary. And we'll go ahead and rotate this around and see if we can't shoot it right out this gap between these buildings. Maybe I get lucky with this. Oops, that's a little too much. Let's lose that little bit of massage there and not take out that building. The question is will I be able to sit this and get over the road here without any issues? And the answer to that will be possibly. And maybe so. Oh, I don't want those on there, you stupid thing. I'm not doing any electric trains, so I don't need them. You can get rid of them, by the way, by using the repair tool here, and then coming in and selecting the rail and turning that off, and it will actually get rid of those for you. There we go. So there, that got rid of them. Now I can go back to laying track. So I want to keep this pretty straight for the beginning, so I can get my, I need to put a diamond in here at some point. So I want to keep these pretty straight for a second. That's the reason I always, when I come out of the station, I usually keep my tracks running fairly straight so that I can go ahead and get a diamond interchange in somewhere. Too much slope. You got to be kidding me. Really? Too much slope. It's either too much slope, too curvy, the sky's too blue, the water's too wet. There's always something. Something holding me up every time. Nine, we will not let you put that in there, Mr. Moose. Try one more time here. Too much slope. I hate you. I really do. I really hate you. Thank you, game. Thank you for making my life miserable. I really do hate you. Don't let me do what I want to do. I'll just do it somewhere else. Fine. Fine. I will just go ahead and roll out of here without an interchange there. So that'll be great. So that means there's going to be all kinds of problems at some point, because you didn't let me have an interchange there. Means I have to do an interchange like way out here if I want to have one. Arr. And there was the problem, was setting it in right there. Alright, so let's see if, I mean, never give up, never surrender. We'll go there. And we'll go, whoa, that's not going to work. Come on now. Come on. Too much slope. I hate you. Oh, I hate you. Yeah, game, come on. Quit being evil. Well, what was the purpose in putting two of those in there if I can't change the line? I mean, the problem with this is if it does you no good to have dual tracks at a station if you can't change the line. Too much curvature, too much slope. Both of them. Both of them there. That's the old double whammy. Alright, so I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up yet. We're going to come in here and see if we can smooth this out a little bit. And see if maybe I can make this work. Maybe with the smoothing tool. A little terraforming. A little money spent in prep. Maybe, just maybe, I can make this work. I mean, that was only 10K in smoothing, so... Come on now. Show me some love here. The one thing I probably didn't do is I probably didn't run that track level. Let's try this one more time and think about this a little bit when we do it. Out of here. That is completely level. Y'all see that, right? The arrow here is completely level. I don't know if I've ever explained that to you guys, but this arrow indicates the rise and the fall of the track that you're laying. So that is completely level. I should be able to put an intersection in here now. So we'll start here. We'll cross over to here. And now we will do this again one last time. Too much slope. Too much slope. You gotta be kidding me. There's no freaking slope at all. Game, you're just trying to push my button, aren't you? Hey, let's put this in here and drive Moose out of his ever-loving mind. Aha! I win! It's only 45 miles an hour, but it'll work. Oh, man. And it's way out there away from the station, but it works. Ha ha ha. Persistence pays off, finally. That's not really what I wanted, but that's alright. Now that I got that one in there, I could probably do one right here really short. Just out of curiosity. Oh, well, that's not even an intersection there. That's just a joke. Bing! I'm just wasting money at this point. Disapproval point. Alright, so that won't even turn. Ah, don't worry about it. We got it in here now. Now it's not the time to worry about these things. Now it's the time to move forward. There we go. Turn, baby. Turn. 75 miles an hour. Come on. 73, 74, 75. There we go. I really don't worry about these low speed things like this that much because they're coming into a station or they're leaving a station and the train's not going to be coming that fast out of there. So if it is, it's a kamikaze driver. Alright, so we're making a big, huge loop to get out of town. And then we got to make it over this way. So we're surfing back. All right. This is gonna work. Gonna be a little slow coming into the station though, it looks like. No, that's actually not terrible. That's actually gonna work. Sweetness. All right. My goodness, it actually looks like I know what I do sometimes. Many would disagree with me on that, but sometimes it looks like I actually know what I'm doing. All right, so let's signal this baby up. And we'll start with our electronic signals, one for each line, just saying, yeah, you can get out of the station. Come on, I need one right here. In case I was pulling it off of this inside track. Come on. There we go. So, okay, again, this light here, both of these lights, if I had a train leaving out of here but needed to switch over, it's telling it whether or not it's good to go. All right. So, then, the dreaded diamond intersection again. And let's see how fast we can get it out of here. How fast we can get it out of here. Let's see if we can even get it out of here before we start worrying about speed there, buddy. It looked like it was there. Oh, come on, you're there. Bada bing, bada boom. It's not completely symmetrical, but it's going to work. Yeah, see, that switch is a little bit further forward than the other one was. Ah, but my points are in and I'm good to go. All right, so we're clear to get out of here. We need to have a signal that tells us rather we're clear to come in here. So that can go right about there. There we go. And now it's just a matter of laying in signals periodically down here, making some blocks for the trains to run in so they can move up the line unimpeded. There we go. You can eyeball this. You just have to imagine how long your trains are going to be. So how far you want to make these blocks. There's no real rule of thumb on there. Maybe there is somewhere and I just don't know it. But the more signals you put in, the more opportunities your train has to move forward. Alright, so we got to have a signal here to tell that train to stop if it's not clear to cross over. And then coming out of here, once again, we need our exiting signals. Departure signals, I would call them. Come on. There you go. There's your departure signals. Now let's put our waypoints in so that we can tell the trains which side they come in on. Excellent. And we'll do that with this one up here as well, because we never did that. You don't have to use waypoints. They're just handy. They make life easier when trying to put a lot of trains into one place. There we go. That on that side. Now earlier I didn't do this because, well, I didn't need it because I only had one train coming in here. But I'm about to train this baby up. And because of that, I'm gonna need waypoints. There we go. So that guy's coming in to load up. And that's all the signaling that we need in there. Last thing I want to do before I throw any more trains on here. Ugh, I'm going to hate to do this. Gosh, this is going to hurt. I want to expand this station out a little bit. I want to put two more sides on this station here. But doing that, I know, is going to lose all that food and moonshine that is sitting here. There is shine sitting on the track to be delivered. Oh, see, look at that goods. That goods is moonshine. I need to add some more trucks to the moonshine run. Let's add some more trucks to the moonshine. Let's add some Fords to the moonshine distillery. I know it's more that could possibly get caught by the popo, but yeah. Where is that one? I think that one is just called Chicago Bootleg. Here it is. The bootleg run. Let's get some more trucks pulling that bootleg liquor in here. Alright, so tough decision. When do I actually make this go? Everything disappears. I'm going to lose a ton. Oh, it's actually not that bad right now. Which I'm going to lose the moonshine too. Upgrade. And we're going to go 4 tracks with this. I'm going to increase the length of it a little bit as well. And is that going to mess my diamond intersection up over here? Oh, it will, won't it? I have to redo everything. Or did I even have an interchange on this end? I do have an interchange there. Oh. My trains aren't that long, though. I mean, I haven't run anything over 160 meters yet. Oh, I can't do it. I'll have the collisions there. I'm going to leave it at 160. I think we're okay at 160. I mean, we're, like I said, I think we're almost done with this mission anyway, so. Pause. There we go. Pause this before that train gets in there, because then I'd lose all the stuff coming off of it. Alright, so there we go. Play. Now we can start adding a whole lot more track in here. Somewhere down here Yeah, we'll run. Let's see what we do here. We can do this one a little bit different. Let's just run this out and hit this outside line. No, hit the outside line. Don't try to go outside of it. I'm not trying to jump it completely over. Okay, that's not going to work. Do it the old-fashioned way. Coming into the station here. Come into the station here. Like so. Come up here. A little bit. Switch over here like so. Yep. Keep on going there, buddy. And then we need to add one more set of points here. To allow that train to come over to that side. All right. All right. So, back to signals. Alright, so let's go with this guy here and say, you're good to leave. You're good to leave. And we probably ought to leave one. I'm never going to bring anything on the inside here, I don't see. So I don't see that as an issue. Alright, so. Waypoints need to be placed in. Waypoint 1, 2, 3, and a 4. That's good. Alright, so let's do some line modifications now. See if we can get everything set up. This is our food run, and it's fine. I'm going to not even change it. Indy is the only one I want to change. And it looks like it was smart enough to go ahead and figure that out anyways. But let's see. Indy Food and Freight, which is this line here. I want to add in a little thing for when it comes into Chicago. It goes Chicago. It goes to Chicago waypoint 4. Indianapolis transfer. It comes back. I gotta get that off my screen. It's till I can go ahead and get all this figured out. So, and let me get this tool off of here because I don't need it anymore. All right, so food and freight. All right, so we come into Indianapolis transfer. We're coming back in, and it's run the dual track, and it should be running through here. Yeah, that's fine. It shouldn't stop here, should it? Why is it shopping at Chicago transfer? Why would I have had it stop here? Now I'm just at a loss. It can't pick anything up here. Unless it was picking, unless I was going to put moonshine here. Yeah, it should never stop here. I don't know what I was doing. Unless I was just trying to route it that way. Redefine. Alright, so it's rolling. Alright, should go Chicago. Chicago waypoint 2, which is this guy here. Right? Or waypoint 4, which is bringing it on the outside of that. Then it should go... It shouldn't even stop there. Is that the right train? What train is that I'm looking at? It's on food and freight. It never should have stopped there. I don't know why it even stopped at that transfer station. Odd. Alright, so let's bring it through there. Then it comes to Indianapolis and goes into Indy on waypoint 2. Right? And brings it over here. It stops at Indianapolis transfer. We need to bring it back through Chicago waypoint 3, which will bring it... this is like helicopter time, right? Helicopters. Oh, I didn't even put any waypoints in here. On this side. There we go. Alright, so now with that done, we can come in here after we do Indy transfer. I want it to come through here. And then we'll come all the way back down here and tell it which side to go to in Chicago, which I want it to come on to this one. So we should be good now. Alright, it's going to pick up a little shine while it's here. It's not going to pick up any food though, which is unfortunate, but that will all build back up. Nice. Alright, so that route is fixed. We can get rid of it. So I have to look at it. The other thing is I realize I do have signals telling it to go out, but I probably need to put one signal right here at the end of this, just to let it move forward and clear out. That way, if I've got two trains sitting here in the station, if this one pulls out and goes ahead and gets to that junction ready to go, then as soon as like a train passes there, it starts rolling and frees up whatever train here is to get rolling. So it just gives them a little bit more time to get going, to get on the go. And then I have to put a signal over here on this side in all the smoke. That way, if it's an Indy train or a Detroit train coming in, it'll have to stop here if the coast isn't clear to get through this interchange. So much to do, so much to do. And then probably... yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good. That's good. Let's make our line. So let's get rid of that. Bring up our line manager and we'll make a new line. And this line is going to be traveling all the way to Indianapolis. And it's going to do two things, or to Detroit. It's going to do two things. It's going to haul food to Detroit, and then on the way back, it's going to stop and get construction materials and fuel and bring that into Chicago. So let's go ahead and load up here. So line manager, new line. Do we have more congestion here? We do, because we didn't... demolishing that little freight station kind of messed things up a little bit. They'll get moving here in a minute. Alright, so new line is going to go... this is going to be the train out of Detroit, so I want it to come over here onto this side here. So... let's start it here in Chicago. I was going to go to Detroit, but that just doesn't make sense. So it loads up in Chicago. It comes out of Chicago. And it's going to come up through here. And again, because it's going out, we're going to have it hit right here and go out this right side. Then it's got to switch over, which all that'll be handled by the fact that I tell it to come up this way. So we'll get it up here to this station. And we'll have it pass through this station here. Coming through on that side. And then it will come all the way over here. And it will come in on this side here. And finally drop off at that destination. That will get it going out. Now it should stay on the right. Everything is fine with it. It is going on the right. It's smart enough to determine that. I'm just going to give it that just for giggles. I don't really have to, but I just want to make sure that it always passes on the right. And then comes back into here on the right as well. So that's good. Everything's good. Everything's golden. That line is set now. We can go ahead and get a train, put it on it, and get it going. So let's go train depot. Wait, did I do that right? No, I didn't. I messed up. I did mess up there. Hang on a second. I haven't labeled it anyways, but I messed up one thing. I want it to actually stop when it comes in here. After it goes through Detroit Waypoint 4, which was right here, I actually want it to stop here and pick up materials. So let's go ahead and add a station in after the Waypoint 4. It adds that in, and that'll be good. And this will be called Chicago. Originating in Chicago. This is going to be our Detroit run. DET, and this is just going to be called Freight. There we go. That line is set. Now we can come over here and we'll start our train. We'll start our train here. I know I have another depot up higher, but since it takes time for it to establish itself, hopefully if I start it down here, it's not going to immediately have food down here anyways. So I'll just go ahead and start it down here. And then by the time it gets back, food will be ready. And maybe by the time it gets all the way up there, it'll have some construction materials and some fuel to bring back. So for this one, let's see, what do we want to run? That's a $2 million train, and it goes 50. Tractive effort is 228. We got the Alco, and these are diesel electric. Huh. Yeah, we'll stick with the Mikado. So we'll grab the Mikado, even though it's a little expensive. And on this one, we need some goods wagons. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Let's put on 2 of these. Actually, let's put on 3 of these. And then we'll put on some state cars at the end. 1, 2, 3. And let's specify that one of our box cars, which I just added it to the very end. Or did I? I thought I added one more box car onto it. I was going to specify a box car for goods, but it will pick that up. All right, so set that out to Chicago, Detroit, Freight 1. And that line will get going. What do we got here? Food for Indy. I still haven't brought that in and added any more stuff for Indy, but it should be all right. How many people we got riding the passenger train? 141 people are waiting to get on the passenger train. It does not have that much capabilities. Yeah, it can take 108. Lots going on around the city. We have sort of neglected looking at the city to see what's going on. There's 60 commuters standing at that one bus stop, waiting to get on a tram or trolley. We did put trolleys in the town, so that's cool. And we're starting to expand. So really, all we're waiting on is to get our fuel in now over here to the Speedway. And I think that will probably complete this episode, or complete this entire task. The rest of the time, I'm just messing around, killing time, and to make things go along. All right. So then the last thing we could do is I'm hauling goods. Now, the one thing about this line, the way everything's set up is, I do have the train coming out of Chicago. And this is the one thing I know for a fact, because I messed around with it a little bit in free play. If I have a train coming out of Chicago and it's got box cars and state cars and everything on it, and fuel wagons, it will actually come up out of Chicago and it will run through Detroit. It will turn around. Oh, wow, man. That is a whole train right there that it just gave available. I forget the name of it. But anyways, it will bring that train all the way up. It will pass through this station and it will come and deliver off the food in Detroit. It will come back in. It will grab fuel and construction materials here and take it down to Chicago. However, sometimes because there's 2 freight stations on here that can accept construction materials and fuel, there are times when it will grab it here and it will haul it all the way down here, but it won't necessarily drop it off. It'll maybe save some to take to Detroit, but I don't want it to do that. I want to actually make a dedicated train to go into Detroit with construction materials and things of that nature. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make another line real quick here. And we will go ahead and make just a dedicated freight line to haul that in, which is going to come from here to here. And we'll have that one go on the outside, since that one's going on the inside and I don't want them to, have to weigh it on each other. And that's the beauty of the waypoints, is I'll come in here and I'll go to Detroit Holt, and before it comes into the station here, I'm going to add in the waypoint for this side over here for the left, and that will make it switch over. So this will be Detroit, and this will be Freight 2. And we'll have that line going. And it just dawned on me that I probably need to haul some freight from here to here as well. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's not what I didn't need to do. Let's remove that. Turn that off. There we go. I don't actually need that anymore. Create a new line. And this will be just freight delivery here in town. We'll go from here over to this station here to get a little bit of goods distribution going on. Yeah. All right. So Detroit. And we'll just make this. This is a ground run, dock to dock. There we go. And that will just run from this shipping dock to that shipping dock. And I'll go ahead and add a couple of trucks onto that run. I know I got to come up with better names for some of this stuff. All right, that should give me 4 vehicles I need. Let's sell one of them off. I don't need that many. Set the line, and that'll be Detroit dock to dock. Didn't I just set that? Where did I put it? I'm blind. There it is. All right, so those trucks will get out and they'll get moving. And I've sped time up quite a bit because I want to try to get this. I'd like to get this fuel delivery done in this episode so that we're not having to go into a 6th hour for it. Wow, look at that. The Douglas DC-3, the Hiawatha. Getting a lot of the New Mexico. Getting a lot of new stuff here as we get into 1935. At this point, though, I just need to add a train for the Detroit run. And we're going to keep it a simple little train. It just needs a few little It's a short run, so we don't need that much on it, but I want to try out this little train here. So let's grab it. It's got a lot of traction on it, so it seems like a small little compact, but it is also diesel electric, and but it has a lot of tractive effort at 265, 612 horsepower, and does 50 miles an hour. It should be a pretty awesome little train. 1, 2, 3 of those and 3 of these. And we'll put that on our Detroit line, which is Detroit Freight 2. And let's see how that goes. Let's check out that baby. Oh yeah, boy, it books. Well, that's it. That's at 4 times speed, so let's see what it does when it comes out of here. Nice. I bet if you put a couple of those together, it'd be a pretty cool little run. God, we still have some steam powered trucks running on places where I just didn't upgrade them. That's too funny. All right, stone construction. Let's go to replacements, and let's go ahead and replace all of those with some Fords. Ford will haul stone, right? Let's verify stone. Yes, it will. So set that vehicle as the Ford, and then let's go ahead and upgrade all of those and get them upgraded. I forgot I even had those still running. It was one of those things. It's like, well, I'm not going to upgrade those because, you know, they were so new at the time and I didn't want to spend the money. But we'll go ahead and get those all upgraded as they come in. And just as soon as he comes to a stop, it'll replace him with some Ford pickup trucks. Boom, there we go. All right, so that little process will continue. Let's go ahead and check out our little freight train that we got going. Where's he at? There he is. I want to check this dude out. Yeah, that's like a more modern, you know, diesel electric that we're used to, that I remember as a kid. You hook like 2 or 3 of these together, and for the cost, man, they're really inexpensive. These will be good trains to use. And we'll be using a lot of these in the future, I guarantee that. I didn't look at what the operating cost is, though, on it. They might be pretty expensive to operate. Alright, so this guy will come in here, and all he's going to do is bring building materials into the city. Nice. What train is this? Alright, so that's our Indianapolis line, and it is taking 48 food out right now. No moonshine. Let's see, this is our food delivery, or grain and livestock train. Let's see what we got waiting on the docks here so we can see where the distributions are going. Alright, so Indy Food and Freight, you got 108 units waiting on it. Chicago to Detroit Freight, there's 96 units. And there's more moonshine going over to Indy, so we need to add some more boxcars onto that Indy line. Nice. So there is our train. I just missed it. I just missed that one. Now it's just made its food run. Well, wait a minute. Why is it setting out with food still on it? Why does it have 25 of 48 food? Was the train too long? Why would that have not dropped off the food? Curious. Now I've got to watch this train and see what's going on with it, because that's quite concerning that it drove food all the way up there and yet didn't actually Capture the train, Moose. There. They didn't actually drop the food off. I'll scroll out of there so it's not so loud. And also at the same time, grab that one. It's still empty. There's nothing on it. Pull it out so it's not as loud as well. And that train just blew by there and didn't even stop. Oh, it did. You got fuel and construction materials. All right, so we're up to 80 fuel of the 100 that is needed. And so I'm going to leave this on hyperspeed for now, and just to see if we can get 100 fuel delivered into the racetrack, because I'd like to see what's next, because I do believe that'll be the end of the mission. So there's the class PRR GG1. That's another locomotive. I believe that one is an electric locomotive. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that Chicago-Detroit didn't drop the food off. Did I mess up somewhere here with a waypoint? It should have Detroit transfer, which was here. I might have too many waypoints in. See, it went waypoint 1 here, which is this guy here, and then it went to Detroit transfer. So it should have gone all the way into the station and dropped off the load. And then come back here. That's Detroit waypoint 4. Alright, it's got 48 food on it again. And it's headed out. So let's see what happens with it when it gets here. And we'll ride the train a little bit. With all the switches and everything, we haven't ridden the front of a train for a while. We'll ride the front of the train and just kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And I know I've got it going really fast. But remember, I'm trying to burn off all the fuel and everything. But this gives you a front view of the train and what it's like going across here. And how all the signals and the switches and everything work together to make the route work. Another train going by. Oh, gotta stop here for that train going into the station. And then it's rolling back out. And now we can pass through. I need to spend some more time with the landscape tool and also start adding trees and things in like that. Free play is a little bit different. I do all that stuff in free play. I don't do it nearly as much in these campaigns, because I don't expect the campaigns to last too long. Alright, so let's slow down here so I can see what's going on. We pulled in. We are depositing food this time. Food is depositing this time. That's a good thing. So it took all but 3 units of food. That's weird that it didn't take all of it. And it's not like the docks are completely full. Huh. I'm curious as why this isn't taking all. So the train's holding until this one clears. Once the rear of the train clears that signal, then he can move up, and he can move up to this signal at this point. So he's coming on out. Now he's gonna be clear by the time he builds up a head of steam. Now he's cleared to this signal, so he doesn't have to stop. And by the time he gets a full head of steam, he's gonna have 2 full signals to run. That one is, he's cleared to here now. So yeah, he can start laying the power down and getting on out of here. And then this little guy here will go into Detroit and do his thing. He'll go up here to this waypoint and pick up some more fuel and some more building materials. And that is getting along nicely. Holy smokes. Look at the people wanting to get on the train. 312 people wanting to ride the train out of Indianapolis into Chicago. Wow. That line is in need of a lot of love. Jeez. That's a ton of people right there. New train. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that is that's electric. I would have to electrify the line to put it in. The Hiawatha, 99 miles an hour. I don't have high-speed rail on there, so that doesn't make any sense. We haven't messed with the Milwaukee yet. We could throw a Milwaukee on there. How much we got? We only got $9 million. So really can't do that. It's probably going to be back to the old Mikada. Unless we took out a big loan. The Skunk, we do have it. Now, I like this little train. It's top speed 62 miles an hour, and it's basically it's an engine and a passenger liner at the same time. It's called the Skunk. If you read this, these gas-powered self-propelled passenger rail cars were nicknamed skunks because people could smell them before they could see them. But the cool thing is I can actually take the Skunk and put I could put a couple of passenger cars behind it as well. And then we've got the Zephyr. Is formed of cars permanently articulated together with Jacobs bogies and built by the Bud Company. The train features extensive use of stainless steel. $5 million. Top speed's 100 miles an hour. 110. It's capable of hauling 52 passengers. Oh, you know what? Let's live a little bit. Because we're about to have this mission done. I'm going to slow down. This episode's going to go a little bit longer than normal. Let's high speed this thing. What do you say? Nah, let's just get the mission done. Let's go ahead and get the let's get the last little bits of fuel delivered. If we go any further than that, because if I go and add that Zephyr on, I've got to high speed the rail, high speed the well, I really don't have to high speed the dock because your train's not going to high speed into it or out of it, so it's going to high speed on the rail. But I'd have to high speed the rail. I'd have to replace that train so it's not in the way. And I'd have to double this track up. So let's just let's get our last 6 bits of fuel delivered, which I think the truck is pulling in right now. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 99. There we go.
Big race can begin.
Oh no!
Is a mesmerized audience to watch it, and then to go away amazed and buy their own cars. Now we just have to ensure that the future customer of General Motors can make the journey to Indianapolis, even though they don't yet have cars of their own.
Oh wow! So this job is not yet done. So now we've got to transport passengers to the track. So we've got to get 100 people to the track. So we'll do that in the next episode. We'll look at that point. We'll go ahead and high speed this from Chicago to Indianapolis. We'll high speed that and we'll throw a Zephyr on there and have a little bit of fun with it. And we probably need to do something to get more passengers up here. I mean, we have a pretty good run going right now. If we look at the queue at the bus station, we probably... Well, we don't have anybody going there yet. But we'll get some people there. That's all commuter stuff. Yeah, we'll get some people there. Even if we have to put a small little station in here and transfer people over here real quick from this depot, and then we could run people from, we could put a passenger line from Detroit on, have all of them come into Chicago. We could beef this up, because if we're gonna high speed this anyways, we need to upgrade this station. We could upgrade this station to 4 rails, which will lose all these people, but we could upgrade this to a 4 rail station, high speed it, have a line coming in from Chicago, have the line coming in from from Detroit, and then have a sub line come out through here and just run right up here as a quick little transfer up to the speedway, and drop them off here to go to the races. So that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do. So we'll do that in the next episode, and we'll wrap this whole little adventure up. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll continue on with one more episode for Mission 4 very shortly. So thanks for watching. Again, if you liked it, make sure you smack that like button, share the video with your friends. It does help me out. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I do new videos each and every day, and we live stream in the evenings around 6 Central. So thanks again. Take it easy. Have yourself a wonderful day. God bless. I'll see you later. Bye bye.